안녕하세요, 로맥에게입니다. Today, I'm introducing you to driving in Korea. So please say a prayer for me. Jamie Sameo, Real Korea. All right, we're getting started. Hold on for your life. So actually, the international driver's license is super easy because all you have to do is have a license from your home country, and then in my case, you just take it to this travel agency place and you fill out a document, you give them your driver's license, they make copies of it or whatever, and then I'm pretty sure it all looks basically the same. And you get something that looks like this, which only means something if you have your driver's license with you as well. Like, it can't just be this. You need to have both of them.
Original.
So I got this in Canada. That's me. Don't show my address. I don't want fans at my door, okay? That's it. Easy. 25 bucks. So the first thing I think that you really notice is that the delivery guys on the little motorcycles own the road. They do whatever they want, which is great when you're ordering food. I order food and then 15 minutes later it's at my door. I'm happy about that. Now the problem with that is that in order to get your food that quickly, these guys will just drive through any set of lights, just like this guy right here and this guy. And they'll like almost run into you, and sometimes I'm like, Hajima, you can't be doing that. The second thing that I notice is it's almost as if when a driver gets in their car in Korea that they imagine their end destination and then don't really consider anyone else's end destination while they're driving. If they need to turn right, they'll put on their signal, but they don't consider that someone else might be turning left at the same time. So you're gonna have a lot of people going in different directions at the same time. You know, that's Korean culture, is pali-pali. Everything is in a rush. So I'm gonna show you once we get closer to the stadium, when there's a lane coming off the highway and then this road and you have the merge. That's what I want them to fix, because every day I'm afraid for my life in that corner right there. Okay, here it comes. This is the dangerous part right here. Yeah, look at this guy. Okay, I'm gonna let him in. This guy, yeah, he can have it. Okay, here I go. And this is usually when a car just comes flying down off the highway. We made it. That wasn't so bad today. It all depends on the time of day. If you can just get past the lunch hour rush, then maybe it's not so bad. In Canadian culture, they're like so passive and constantly saying, like, apologizing sometimes for nothing. So, for example, if this car right here turned on its signal, like, in Canada, I would just like stop and just be like waving them in and giving them all this time. So it's just a little different. Gets my adrenaline going every day though, which is nice. Makes me feel alive. There's a couple things when driving in a taxi in Korea that I think are important to note. Is, first of all, the taxi drivers in Korea are extremely impatient. And they drive so fast. Sometimes when I take a taxi from Gwangyang Station back into Songdo, that guy will be driving 170 kilometers an hour. That, like, the wheel is shaking while he's driving, and I'm just sitting in the back seat sweating for my life, feeling like if we hit a pebble this big, we're gonna go flying off the road. and the radar system for the speed traps are just like blaring the whole time. It's just like, and this guy's just flying through. Now the benefit is you're gonna get home really quickly, and I don't know if taxis don't have to pay the fine or what, but they just fly through all those speed traps. So usually I get home and I have to take some medicine to just calm my stomach down, you know, have a glass of soju just to relax after that experience. But yeah, it's funny. Jamie Samuel, Real Korea. The last thing would be, as a way of apologizing for that behavior, is the hazards. The hazard lights is a very common thing here in Korea that like if you cut somebody off, which happens all the time, they just throw the hazard lights off. Sometimes on that street that we just came from, there's a lot of markets along that way, and people will just stop in the middle of the road and throw in their hazards lights, get out of their car and run into the market and come back out. So you have to be prepared at all times for that sort of stuff. The other thing is parking. Parking is really difficult in Korea because of how small the spots are. So you have to be both A, skilled at parking your car, and B, skilled at exiting your car, because you may only have this much space to open your car door, and then you have to somehow, like Spider-Man, like crawl out of the door, and then your clothes are going to get all dirty from what's on the side of your car. Jamie Samuel, Real Korea. Yeah, that's Korean driving. My first year I didn't drive at all. I always had Merrill, the other foreign guy, Merrill Kelly, he drove, and I was just like observing the whole time and a little nervous about it, and then I got more and more comfortable, and then now like I'm ready for it. So Kochi's got the parking spot right beside me, so hopefully he gives me some space to back in. I like backing in because I find it easier to get out to coming into the parking lot. Okay, here, let's watch him. He's got a bad angle. Correct, it's not too bad. Say hi to someone. Yeah. Nope. What? Yeah. Don't you know? It's Anya? This is what happens when you sign FA contract. Everything changes. Never used to be like it. Sometimes my Tonyak is walking to the stadium from his apartment. Right as I pull in, I just wave to him. I don't pick him up. He needs to exercise. Actually, one time it was raining, but he had an umbrella, so he's fine.